one of the things that you rightly pointed out up top that it seeks to do is to expand the powers that the government, in particular the Home Secretary, had to strip people of citizenship without needing to tell them that they have done so.
At the moment, if you get a notice, you can then rock up to the SIAC courts, which are the appeal courts that you appeal this decision at, and you've got a piece of paper that says, look, the Home Secretary has made this decision and I have the right to appeal it. Without that piece of paper, if you're off in a refugee camp in Syria, how do you even discover that you've been stripped of citizenship?
This new move to remove citizenship without notice smacks of the kind of hostile environment policy that we saw come to such horrendous ends with the Windrush scandal.
We know from a security perspective, citizenship stripping and leaving people, in unstable camps in the desert is not good for our national security. It's no good from a human rights perspective. It's terrible from a child rights perspective. There's nothing, and it will only make everything less safe in the long term.
Do those people no longer become the responsibility and the duty of Britain, the UK, to deal with? Are they someone else's problem? Do we not understand that things like terrorism, that things like national threat is now a global problem?
I personally have had phone calls from people asking about advice around that. And yeah, that's one of the concerns they have is not to have dual citizenship. But you can't, that may be a personal choice you can make for yourself. But your spouse might be somebody who comes from another country, so that you're still looking at the cleaving of families.
The real life story of someone who had been through the process, and he was describing the fact that the worst thing wasn't necessarily the judgment or the ruling that he did or didn't have citizenship. It was not knowing what was going on, as Taz described, turning up to offices with no paperwork, not being able to establish where you were in the legal process. And this is, it's an incredibly insidious way of dealing with something as serious as citizenship.